So we're halfway through the Liga MX Apertura and there's some really key talking points that you and I need to discuss. From Club America's hangover after winning back-to-back titles last year to Cruz Azul's few changes they've made to seek revenge after final defeat last year. And on top of that, there's an exciting battle at the top of the table with each club looking for bragging rights going into the playoffs. Before we get into it guys, I'm making a series on my channel called Who We Be. They're 1-minute videos looking at all 18 teams here in Mexico, giving you guys an idea of who they are and what they represent. Many of these teams could do with your support and your love, so make sure you check out the videos and let me know which of these teams sound like the best for you. First and foremost, Cruz Azul are top of the league and they are looking good. Winning 7 of their first 9 games in the Apertura, the only cast of shadow was a 3-1 defeat to Atletico de San Luis. Having scored 19 goals across their first 9 games, they're only just 4 goals off their record for the entire 17 matches during the Clausura. While goals have come from all across the pitch, Cruz Azul have had 8 different goal scorers so far in their opening 9 games. Although fans will be wanting to see more from new summer signing Georgios Giacomakis, a former Celtic player who joined the club this summer from Atlanta United. Whilst he hasn't exactly hit the ground running, he has however scored 3 goals in his opening 7 games for the club, including a bullet header against Club America. The key takeaway from La Máquina this season is that they have shown up in the big games. Beating Club America 4-1, they also beat Monterrey 4-0 in one of the opening games of the season. So wins against America, Monterrey and Chivas, along with an away draw against title contenders Toluca, Martin Anselmi has Cruz Azul looking like the real deal. The club have managed to do all of this despite selling Yuliao Antuna to title rivals Tigres. The 27-year-old provided 20 goals and assists as the club managed to reach the Clausura final before losing in that final to Club America. So can Cruz Azul go on and win their 10th Liga MX title this year? Let me know. So from one end of the table to the opposite, Querétaro are a team that lost 7 of their opening 8 league games, having a terrible record to start the season. In their last 2 matches, they managed to beat what were an undefeated Tigres side and an Atlas team that are looking to reach the playoffs. So what happened in these 2 games? Basically, Querétaro managed to keep teams away from the goal. They only managed to have 8 chances on goal across the 2 matches, whilst Querétaro managed to get 6 of their own in those 2 games. Los Gallos tweaked their style a little bit to sit a little bit deeper, but to be more effective in transition. Countering with purpose, the club had 1 key chance across the games against Atlas and Tigres and managed to score both of those big chances. Whilst managing to score from their big chances in these 2 games, they faced heavy pressure from the 2 clubs, but managed to keep clean sheets in both of those matches. Whilst playoffs remain a pipeline dream, they have gone from 1 point to 7 points in the space of a week. The fall of Club America this year has been disappointing. After winning the Apertura and Clausura last year, they've only won 4 of their opening 9 games to start the Apertura in 2024. Across their opening 4 games, they only managed to win 2 of those, but before the League's Cup started a couple of months ago, they managed to beat Premier League Aston Villa in a pre-season match. Whilst they struggled to make an impact at the League's Cup, they returned to Liga MX action struggling to make an impact at all. Their recent Derby Day win against Chivas was a response to losses against Puebla and Cruz Azul. They followed that derby win against Chivas with their best performance of the season by beating Atlas 3-0. Whilst there's a lot of football still to be played between now and at the end of the season, they find themselves in 10th place, but they're only 9 points off Cruz Azul, who are top at the moment. The one key thing for Andre Jardine and his team is that they did win the Campeones Cup last night, beating the Columbus Crew on a penalty shootout. So can they take motivation from that win last night to go on and win their 16th Liga MX title? Let me know what you think. Whilst we mentioned Cruz Azul at the start of this video, their lead at the top of the table is just 2 points, with the likes of Monterrey, Tigres and Toluca all chasing closely behind. Starting with Tigres, and their defence is something that any team in the league would dream to have. Conceding just 4 goals in their opening 9 games, manager Veljko Paunovic has come in this summer and made them a tough nut to crack. Whilst Tigres have been a great defensive team so far this year, finding goals of their own has been hard to come by. Scoring the least number of goals across the top 7 teams in the league, they've only scored more than 1 goal once in their last 5 games, which came in a 3-1 win against Pumas. Monterrey have wobbled a little bit in recent weeks, but they remain in the conversation. Having played a game more than their title rivals, Monterrey are level on points with their city rivals Tigres and just 2 points off the top of Cruz Azul. Many of the good things to say about Los Rayados this year goes through striker Germán Bertarami, who scored 5 goals in the opening 9 games that he's played, scoring more than his XG, which is 4.06. And lastly is the team that I personally predict to win this year's Apertura, Toluca, as they are the most entertaining team in the league. Players like Marcel Ruiz dictate in play. Alexis Vega and Jesus Angelo managed to connect very well with new summer signing Paulinho, a former Sporting Lisbon striker who's got 8 goals and assists to start the season. Until last week, they were the only team in the league to have not lost a game before a shock defeat to Santos Laguna. However, they've made their home a fortress, winning all 4 games at the Estadio Nemesio Diaz. So are one of these 4 teams going to win the Liga MX Apertura? Let me know what you think. So that's all for this video, guys. Make sure you let me know your thoughts on all things Liga MX. If you have any questions for me, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below, or head to any of my socials, my TikTok, my Instagram, or my Twitter. I'd love to speak to you guys more about Mexican football. But until next time, guys, peace out.